Wakasulwa ngenxa yami, liwa laphakade, kusenisi kusekubi, ina Jesu. Wakasulwa ngenxa yami, liwa laphakade, sindisiswi kusekubi, ina Jesu. Wakasulwa ngenxa yami, liwa laphakade.
Very, as I said, hardly any interaction with him. But the ministers of this country should be setting the policy and should be instructing the head of department about, well, this is the new policy. Will you please implement it? And this maybe, so what I am saying is that as minister, that was his way of, that he's supposed to do it. Because when the team was set up, it was the minister who went to, General Sithole it was then, and said, we've decided to set this team up, and that it was agreed in principle that Sithole would do it. He, through the minister was giving instruction, and Sithole did it in the structure that he thought would be best to deal with the political team, but still reporting. So it's exactly the same thing in a sense. Clearly is saying, and he probably may have heard that because, as I said, the Deputy National Commissioner tried to, according to a media report, the Deputy National Minister had brought it up with the National Commissioner. So I don't see it as I see it as a perfectly rational decision by a minister who's got the power to do it in terms of the Constitution.
Okay,
just operate through the head of department.
Okay, just one last follow-up so that I don't take a lot of time for my colleagues. Now, flowing from what next to me about the sources that the minister relied on to take a decision. Now, let me say to you, because you, judging by your own experience, you are a very seasoned academic. You understand the value of research and the significance of decisions based on research. You don't comment on it now. I would suggest you deal with it together. Now that we have seen you saw the affidavit of the minister. You were quoted extensively there. Would you not conclude, or would it be unreasonable for a South African who has been following these developments, is not necessarily a complete, in a sense that is a one-sided view without verification on the other side? How do you think South Africans will read and interpret that kind of a situation? Or what is your comment on that with a benefit of hindsight?
Look, it would not be, I can tell you that you can do research and it gets ignored too. I mean, I thought that if I use my research to tell it's also, there's different ways of interpreting this, because it depends how critically minded you are, but it could be quite reasonable to say, right, why is he twitting her? Who else did he work with? I don't know if he sent his legal advisor off to find more information for all I know. I have no idea. I don't know what happened after I sent that letter. I really don't. I know that, I think I did see a quote from those two lawyers in Cape Town who I'm sure I think I've got a reputation in the province because I'd done all this research, and in the early days, until things started falling apart when all the infighting, with Richmond, the ANC set great store on the information I was giving them. They were coming to me, they wanted it, phoning me during elections and saying there's a problem at the station, at that station, Nadia Mtetwa, for example. They were coming to me. So I don't know if that was what informed his decision that I was the one who would know what was happening. I honestly don't. I can't answer.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Honorable Nombal.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair, once again. My follow-up relates to a response that has been given by Dr. Meriti Haas to a question of Honorable Ngola, who was asking if she is aware of the fact that the PKTT was multidisciplinary by its design. And the response was that you were not sure if practically it was because you never received any report confirming such. Now, somewhere in your statement, and in particular on paragraph 10, page 5, you are saying that do you agree with me that when a docket is in possession, or when the docket is in the hands of the NPA, it's only prosecutors who can withdraw cases?
Yeah.
So when you say here on paragraph 10, page 5, cases were withdrawn by the PKTT, what do you mean?
We'd have to look back then at exactly when they were withdrawn.
No, I can help you. I can help you. Some were withdrawn in 2017. No, 2017. If my memory serves me well.
I think it was more likely.
Some 2018.
In 2018.
Yes, 2018.
And it was a while after the formation it was withdrawn.
For instance, let me help you, Doc. Let me help you, because we have also highlighted this case here, the Cindy Somakaka case, which was withdrawn in 2018, between 2018 and 2019. And it was withdrawn by prosecutors, not by the police, because it was in court already. It was enrolled in court. Now, what do you mean by this statement when you say the PKTT was withdrawing cases?
Well, why did it happen?
May you please speak through the mic? I can't hear you.
Sorry. Well, I would ask myself a question. Why did it happen then? Because were the cases, was there in effect, I mean, people had been charged. Now, why suddenly wasn't there enough evidence to charge them? I don't know. I mean, we can dig that out quite easily for the Magaka case, I think. But I'm not sure who the prosecutor was at that stage, but initially, you see, again, this would be something, one would look at the prosecutor, but the initial prosecutor was actually quite a good prosecutor. So one would have more faith in his judgment than one would do in the one that came afterwards.
Chair, I'm afraid.
I mean, I can't,
the doctor is not answering my question, and my time is very limited.
Yeah, sorry, but I can't.
She is peripheral, Doc. What do you mean here on paragraph 10, page 5, when you say cases were withdrawn by the PKTT?
Well, they were withdrawn after the PKTT case.
So we must remove the statement.
Yeah.
Withdraw it.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, I'm asking, should we remove it?
Well, it was badly phrased. I did this in a huge hurry, I must tell you. I had to do a lot of work that I didn't have time for, and that's why I'm tired. Right.
Yeah,
I didn't have much time to do all this, and in places I agree the wording is not quite right. They were withdrawn after the PKTT took over and not immediately after.
Doc, I think you are giving a topsy-turvy response. You are not responding directly to my question and precisely.
Yeah.
The question is, what do you mean by this statement when you say cases were withdrawn by the PKTT?
They did not, well, that was what was, the PKTT came in, the cases were withdrawn after
By who?
they took the dockets.
By who?
Well, they would be withdrawn by the prosecutor, but the prosecutor was working on what evidence he had from the investigators. So for all I know, the investigators came in with evidence that contradicted the arrest. I don't know, but it happened after the PKTT.
You wrote something. You wrote something that you are not sure about. When you say you don't know.
Honorable,
it happened, but I don't know the processes that led to it.
The witness has conceded to that point.
So we must remove it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you very much.
Well, they were withdrawn after the task team took over investigations.
Yeah.
And that can be open. It can be their fault, it can be the prosecutors.
The point, Doctor, is that the PKTT, by law and practice, does not have the authority to do what you say they did.
No.
So you agree with what Honorable Novalo is saying?
No. I agree in the sense that I don't know how the decision was taken, but it was after the PKTT took it, because they were working with the prosecutors.
The bottom of it is that it is not the decision of the PKTT.
No,
and that is why you say you also do not know how the decision was arrived at. Thank you. Yeah. Honorable Skosan, you are the last, and then we go to Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to make a follow-up question. I think Honorable Matthijs, when he started, she started by asking the academic credentials of Mary Haas. Am I right?
The academic? Sorry.
Your academic credentials.
Yes.
Yes. Now, you studied at the University of Natal, am I right?
Pardon?
You studied at the University of Natal.
University of Natal?
Yes.
Yes.
That's where you got your anthropology.
Yeah, those were anthropology degrees.
So you had your master's on social science, am I right?
Yes, research masters.
And then the Rhodes University conferred you with LLD honoris causa, am I right?
Yeah, that was Rhodes afterwards.
Now, because you are given a frequent public commentary on specialized policing, intelligence, and criminal justice matters, it's very important for us here in Parliament that we must distinguish between your end academic qualifications and the honorary recognition you received then. Now, as from now, as you know, Rhodes University can call you, inverted commas, a doctor. But in Parliament, it must be very clear that you must be referred as Mr. Haas here. Am I right?
You can do either. Some people do use.
But in Parliament here, we are not a doctor, we are Miss Haas.
Whatever. I don't care what you call me.
No, it can't be whatever. I can't be called a professor as well.
No.
I just want us to capture that.
Let's not argue about titles, Jali. Just go straight to the point.
No. My point is that I'm making a follow-up question on that. Nothing else. Hence, I can't call the chairperson a professor. I know it's got an academic.
But we don't waste time, and I'm going to pace your point. But
my point is simple.
I want to say to you,
Doctor, yes, it's fine.
Can address as doctor.
Doctor, yes, it's fine.
Can address as doctor.
Yes, it Rhodes, yes.
But as
in Parliament,
outside the premises of the university, we are not bound to address an honorary, a recipient of honorary doctorate as doctor.
especially here in Parliament. Outside, Chair, I don't mind, but I'm saying when we capture facts here, it must be reflected that Mr. Haas was here, not Dr. D. Haas was here, please.
So you are trying to, Dr. D. Haas. I'm not even saying doctor in quotes because you were sitting there, you said you are Dr. D. Haas. What is your understanding of that statement, that Honorable Scosa? If a university confers an honorary doctorate to you, when you get outside the university, is it appropriate for you to be addressed as the
trivial thing? It's meaningless. I don't know. It's just a digression from more important things.
Yeah.
No, Chair, please, Chair, protect me. I said because she doesn't possess doctorate.
That point, Jali, is driven. I just want to check.
She never had a research on doctorate.
Yes, please, I want to check what is the practice in the profession. If there is any South African who knows, who can help us.
Well, may I just explain what happened to my doctorate? I started it in the 1980s. I was diverted because I got an offer from the Human Sciences Research to get money to research. Yeah. So I put it aside. I then wrote I wrote chapters on the theory of the time. And you have to, then I got caught up in all this violent stuff.
No, it's fine.
And it went on and on. I did 4 different theoretical
Let's stop it here. It's something we'll come to at the end of the proceedings.
Thank you, Chair.
Maybe we can be assisted on that one. It must not.
There's nothing silly,
Chair. It must not derail our meeting. Look, you have not completed your doctoral degree.
For good reasons, I may tell you, very good reasons.
That is acceptable. It's fairly reasonable. Honorable James, it's now 20 minutes past 20 hours. Your time will expire at 20 minutes before, with a discretionary 5 minutes from the chairperson.
Thank you, Chair. I don't think I'm going to need those 5 minutes.
Anticipate that. I didn't think anybody would do anything about it. I just wanted to put on record what they were doing. Being blamed now for this mess.
But I mean, that what
I wasn't responsible for Nkunati going out
that
public.
Not your instruction? What do you mean? How can you be blamed for all of this? Your instruction. You instructed the minister. The minister instructed the National Commissioner. You should be rejoicing. You should be happy because that's exactly what you wanted. Is that not so?
I didn't instruct him. I asked
You instructed him.
I can't instruct him.
You did not ask him. You instructed him. Paragraph 1 of your letter You did not give him a view. You instructed him. You have no right to instruct a minister. And the minister, in turn, instructed the National Commissioner. Let's not get it wrong.
What is the wording of my letter there?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, Doc. James, as the acting chair, can you calm down? Don't breathe onto each other's neck. You can proceed on, James. I'm the
No, ma'am. Doctor, you instructed. It is late. I want you to go meet your hookup. You instructed the minister to instruct the National Commissioner. It is in your letter.
To a request?
No, you did not request. We need to move on. 1.1 of your letter, instruct the National Commissioner, SAPS, to immediately disband the irregularly constituted
urgent and appropriate minister. And
1.1.
I'm going to that now, if you will just bear with me. Okay, I refer to here under, wait a moment, the task team. In this regard, the action that I'd asked him to take, requested. In this regard, I request that you, number 1.
Do we have the same letter in front of us?
It's 1, 1.
001132. An extra. Do we have this in front of us? 1.1.
But this
is the letter. I needed to read 1.1, nothing else.
1.1 flows from 1.
What does 1.1 say?
1.1, the end of 1.1.
Not the end, the beginning.
But it's part of the... But no, I'm sorry, we're maybe not talking the same language. This is... May I just read this? Okay, the last sentence. I ask, and its appendices, to request for reasons, blah, blah, blah. I set the reasons I set up below. Right. I carry on and I say, and the last 2 lines.
Tell her to read that.
Please just look at the last 2 lines of number 1.
Okay, Doc. Doc, can you pause a little bit?
In this regard,
Doc.
In regard to what I've just asked him,
Doc.
I request
my time.
that
Doc.
you...
Doc, can you pause there? Okay, can you please pause there?
Yeah, I request that you...
Doc, can you...
instruct the National Commission.
Doc, calm down. Please pause there. We are intervening because we see that you are not getting each other. Honorable James is referring to the letter you wrote to the minister on the 31st of October. Now, she's referring you to a paragraph in the letter, which is 1.1. Can you read it yourself out loud?
I can read it, but it's a 1.1 which follows directly from 1, the things I am requesting the minister to do. That is the meaning of...
You can read 1 and read 1.1. Doc, you can read 1 and read 1.1, both of them.
All right. Let me read the whole thing. This letter and its 3 appendices is to request that, for reasons that I set out fully below, you take request that you take urgent and appropriate action to deal with the abuses and gross wastage of personal and financial resources by the irregularly constituted political killings task team. In this regard, I have in brackets, I refer to here under as the task team. Right. New sentence. In this regard, I request, I don't instruct him, I request that you, 1.1, instruct the National Commissioner, SAPS, to immediately disband the irregularly constituted unnecessary...
Okay, stop there. Thank you.
So
thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
sentence.
That's the sentence, yes.
Yeah.
You requested him to instruct.
Yeah, I'm requesting...
It's an instruction. You are saying that the minister must instruct the National Commissioner.
I'm asking him to. I'm not instructing him to. I'm asking him to instruct the National Commission.
Professor, when one reads your letter alongside the minister's directive, right, it becomes evident that your letter formed the foundation of the minister's decision. It becomes evident that your letter formed the foundation of the minister's decision to disband the PKTT. You give 3 reasons in your letter, written the end of October. The minister writes end of December. You give 3 instructions. You give 3 instructions. Your first paragraph says immediately. The minister gives 3. It also says immediately. Is that a coincidence?
Look,
you both give 3 instructions.
Coincidence.
Both as immediately.
Say to the minister, you
need to allow me to finish so that you can go for your hookup this evening. You need to allow me to finish.
Sure.
You give 3 instructions.
Yeah.
The minister gave 3.
Let me help Honorable James. Yeah.
How do I know what the minister's going to do? I can ask. I'm asking. I don't instruct him, I'm asking him.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Honorable James is talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to reply.
We can proceed
and clarify. That's what I'm trying to do. I can't answer quite frankly. I think it's it. But it has precipitated some investigations. Look at it that way.
Let me get back to my question. When one reads your letter alongside the minister's directive, it becomes evident that your letter formed the foundation of the minister's decision. Am I right? You both had 3 instructions. You both said immediately in there. It was 8 weeks apart. you should be rejoicing that your activism has finally paid off. Because this is what you wanted. You said it was wasteful. You said it didn't add value. Yeah. You said it was unnecessary. You said dockets were going missing. So yes.
Look, as I said, I never anticipated this. I never thought a minister would act. I'm trying to guess why he did act, and I'm sure he wouldn't have only acted on what I said. I mean, it may have been the last straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. Well, we've been thinking about it, and yeah, if she's saying it, maybe I have to take it. I'm guessing.
This is not a place, Doctor, this is not a place where you come and guess. Let me move on. General Kwanazi testified that there may have been a third force behind your letter. That there may have been a third force. How do you respond to that allegation?
Well, he must define what he means by a third force, to start with.
Do you think it's the fact that there are so many similarities between your letter and the minister's?
A third force. What it's doing is suggesting I'm being motivated by something sinister. I mean, it's like saying we use the third force for all the covert apartheid agents. Are you trying to link me to that now? Is Mkhwanazi? Well, he might do, because he was trained by quite a notorious public order policing. In fact, so notorious that he got taken out when he attempted a coup in Botswana.
I mean, maybe to come back now.
On the brain.
You need to come back. You need to come back now.
No,
I mean, that's insulting.
No, Doctor. Wait. May we just simply respond to the question that Honorable James is asking?
I don't know what
Botswana is not one of our provinces or our districts, and as Parliament, we wish to pursue cooperation and harmonious relation with Botswana as one of the countries or our neighbors in SADC. So, yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I want to take you to paragraph 4 of the same letter that you wrote, right? Where you assert that General Khumalo was holding 2 positions, and that was a conflict of interest. Am I correct?
This is in my statement, right?
You actually also mentioned it earlier on, that he was holding 2 positions, it was conflict of interest, and it just wasn't right. It's never been done, it's never been heard of. That's what you said in your letter.
I mean, I have complained about his holding 2 positions, because at that stage, when I wrote this letter initially, he was believed to have been running the task team, but although he wasn't running it physically, he was in operational response. He was managing it. He was managing it in terms of a project manager, but he was also then holding the position of head of crime intelligence. And that isn't, I've tried to it's a conflict of interest, because both of them involve financial disbursements. And it has to be very clear to people that they're separated and there's no overlap between one lot of disbursements going to another.
Dr. Mary, what would you say to you that that assertion was factually incorrect? He was not holding 2 positions. He had his position and he was deployed to head up the political killing stars team. He was not holding 2 positions. You were misleading this House and you were misleading the public, saying that General Khumalo was holding 2 positions. He was not holding 2 positions.
I was told that he was in operational response.
There was a special task team set up to deal with the political killings, and he was deployed there as a result of his skill set.
He was
to go and assist.
He was deployed as a project manager, which
that doesn't mean he's holding 2 positions, ma'am. That does not mean he's holding 2 positions.
De facto it is, because in both was handing money. Both
He
of them
has,
involved.
on his letter of employment, he has one position. You cannot employ someone twice.
What was he in his?
No, you must tell me, because you said that it was unethical. You said there was conflict of interest. So you must tell us.
I've told you that
and I'm putting it to you that you are factually incorrect.
I was told initially that
told by who?
By investigators in the task.
That was misleading you.
And by, actually, I think the other person who told me, well, the person who told me initially that they were going to move Khumalo out of operational response was on the parliamentary committee at the time, Philip Mhlongo. And then the late Philip Mhlongo, who was the EFF rep on the parliamentary committee before the 2019 elections, he was the one who told me that there was so much trouble in operational response, they thought he was going to be moved out. He wasn't. I was told that he remained in operational response and then was deployed as a project manager. And this came from someone who was in management at the time of the establishment of the task team, that he was actually structurally based in operational response, but he was deployed as project manager in the task team. And the project manager was the person who did the accommodation, the allowances and everything for the task team. Then he was appointed in the end of 2022 to be the head of crime intelligence. That's where the real conflict of interest comes in, that he's still the project manager and he's heading crime intelligence. It doesn't matter. As I said, he wasn't structurally there. I was told he was doing it while he was operational response. But he was, in fact, the project manager for crime intelligence. That was the official designation. I was told by a member of management at the time the team was established.
I put it to you that they were misleading you. General Khumalo, and I'm going to say this for the last time, does not hold two positions, and we're going to leave it at that.
What is his position in terms of the police?
He's the head of crime intelligence, and that's it. And he's allowed to work outside of, and he's allowed to work in any province, and he's allowed to head up any situation in this country that requires it.
Are you talking about his crime intelligence position? I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand. I was told he'd remained in operational response.
So I'm asking you who told you that so that we can call out that person who's misleading you.
Well,
he does not hold two positions. He has one letter of employment with only one position.
How do you know it, sir? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Somebody...
Let's move on, Chair.
I'm just saying that I've seen that police records have been changed by somebody who was acquitted by a court on the police records.
So you're saying that his police record has been changed and he holds two positions and he's getting paid two salaries. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying he's getting two salaries. I'm saying that he's in a structural position. He's getting a salary. I have no idea where he's
Chair, please. Protect me.
Project manager.
Chair, please.
Oh.
Because you're going to tell me I'm breathing down the witness's neck. The witness is taking us on a wild goose chase here.
Nobody knows.
No, let's wait.
It's their word against. I'm telling you what I was told about the setup.
Dr. Haas.
Yeah.
Let's wait. She did not say project manager. She says, Chair, protect me. And you.
No, I was just puzzled. I'm not saying you're wrong. I've heard that.
No. I want us to wait. Let's wait.
Chair, this is very serious, Dr. Mary. What I'm referencing here, your instruction to the Minister to instruct the National Commissioner, paragraph 4, your allegation that that General Khumalo holds two positions, and also in paragraph 9 of your letter, gross irregularity, use of national resources unheard of. all of these things based on hearsay. This is what your letter contains.
Look,
this is what your letter contains, and this is what the minister acted on.
oh,
The minister said that he acted on your letter. This is what you instructed. This is your evidence, and you are arguing today.
No, I mean, I reported in good faith what I got from credible sources. Khumalo was present with the task team, whatever his structural position was.
Dr. Mary, we are meant to probe this letter. We are meant to probe what you put in this letter so that we can understand why you put it in here. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm referencing all your paragraphs in terms of your ask to the minister, and I'm putting it to you that it is incorrect. I'm saying to you that you cannot have a conventional response to unconventional patterns of crime unfolding in this country. You are saying it is unheard of. Everything that you have said here today goes back to the 80s. You are stuck in the 80s way of policing. I'm saying to you, we can have task teams. I'm saying to you that we can have national units deployed to provinces.
I beg your pardon, I'm not stuck in the 80s. I'm stuck in what I learned about policing in the 90s and how you dealt with task teams. And before the policing went downhill after 2000.
Dr. Mary, this is no laughing matter.
I'm sorry.
This is no laughing matter. State security has been compromised because of this letter. We're having to pay 4 ministers. We are suffering as South Africans because of this. And you are laughing.
Sorry.
This is serious.
I'm trying to make sense.
It's very serious. Don't let me get started about the Cape Flats and our children that's on drugs. And you giving this minister this letter.
But, I mean, it's not my fault that General Mkhwanazi decided to throw the cat among the pigeons and make all these allegations, because remember, they are allegations. And when I wrote this letter, everyone was telling me that Khumalo was handling the task team stuff. Right. The crime intelligence people were alleging that they had no money because it was going to the task team. I'm not able to look and verify police records. You know,
you're not even able to verify the content of your own letter.
What else?
You're not able to verify your sources. You're not able to verify anything in here. And I'm going to leave it at that. You have misled even the minister, but you have proven to us who he really is, that you can actually mislead and guide him into taking incorrect decisions. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Thank you so much. Did you still have something to say?
Not really, because I stand by I did not instruct the minister, I requested him. I want to emphasize that. I can't help what he did with the letter, any more than I can help whatever anybody else has done with the letter. But I take exception to my being blamed for state security. I can tell you there's so many sinister things going on in our province that's where you should be worried about.
Honorable Ngola.
Thank you very much, Chair. Just one follow-up on what Honorable James was trying to lead. Doc, we've got your letter of the 31st of October 2024. And paragraph 1.1 of that letter reads as follows. I request that you instruct the National Commissioner, SAPS, to immediately disband the irregular, constituted, unnecessary and wasteful political killings task team and send its investigators back to the detective units established provincial and national in terms of the SAPS legislation.
Yeah.
Now, this letter is of the 31st of October. The letter of the 31st of December by the minister uses the same terminology of disband immediately. That which you used in your letter on the 31st of October. Wait. 2. The minister is on record here saying part of the plan is to take those that were in all the information or the work that was done by the PKTT to the murder and robbery unit, which is what you are saying in paragraph 1.1. 3, the minister is on record saying part of the basic reasons they to dissolve the PKTT is on the basis of the expenditure, which is what you are raising in your paragraph 1.1. So do you think that this letter you wrote on the 31st of October 2024 actually influenced the decision of the minister to dissolve the PKTT?
I don't have any evidence.
Before you respond,
sorry.
Number 5, on the sworn statement of the minister on page 23, he also uses the words that you have used, that the PKTT was irregularly constituted. Yeah.
No, I've said that. I've said that all along, that it was irregularly constituted. If it wasn't having a clear line of reporting line with people in relative positions able to evaluate the detectives. And I think when I didn't say murder and robbery, I mean, they had come, a lot of those members had come from stations all over the country, and they weren't even necessarily detectives. Those that were detectives should be going back to where they were based as detectives, and those that were not were in the provincial teams. We had 2 different provincial teams, and they should go back to the provincial. That's all I was asking. I didn't stipulate where they should go.
No, Doc, you are not answering.
No.
31st October. You write a letter using a certain terminology or wording. 31st December, the minister writes a letter using the same wording. Last month, the minister appeared here, and in his testimony, he is using the same wording. Now we're saying, did your letter of the 31st of October influence the decision of the political killings task team?
Well, I can't say yes or no because I don't know. All I know is it presumably influenced him, but I don't know if it was the only, I can't say it's the only reason he did it, because it seems that he'd been looking at finances, from what I recall, before that. I mean, I don't know. And now I'm getting blamed for destabilizing South Africa. I mean, truly. I mean,
no, it's not.
I mean, that's what the Honourable James is saying.
But they're not apportioning the blame. They are asking questions for you just to respond.
I'm trying. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've responded as well as I can.
No, yeah. She says she has given her best try, Honourable Ngola. Can we, before we take the Chief Whip, go to Honourable Nomvalo, and the last will be Honourable Skosana?
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair. Chair, I think I understand the frustration of Honourable Context. And I really find it unconventional that a witness will come here and be extremely evasive. Even when we perpetually try to persuade her to a particular direction which is correct. But Chair, I just want to get this confirmation from Dr. Meridias, because this committee has recently been in a compromised situation or on the receiving end of mysterious misinterpretations of words. Recently, we've been told here that immediately doesn't mean now. Now, in this letter dated the 31st of October 2024, on paragraph 1.1, I just want us to deal with 4 words. You say, I instruct the National Commissioner. Wait. You are saying?
I request that you instruct.
Yes. Open quote, you are saying, I instruct the National Commissioner, SAPS, to immediately disband, close quotes. So do you mean that when you say...
It's not I, it's number one.
It's one.
It's number one, then it says...
Okay, no. Team to disband immediately. Now the question by Honorable James is that immediately after this letter, a letter was issued on the 31st of December, executing exactly what you have requested. So it means that your request was executed accordingly, with no deviation. It's too much of a coincidence. I mean, do you disagree with that?
It's certainly a coincidence, and all I'm disagreeing with is saying I cannot account. He obviously thought I was making a credible...
We know, Doc, you can't, but from an objective point of view, just be objective and stop being evasive. It's too much of a coincidence that you can write a letter to the minister requesting him to instruct, and he does exactly the same.
The fact that he is quoting me suggests it, but there's a principle in research that if two events happen at the same time, there's a correlation and not necessarily a causal relationship. But, I mean, if he's saying that I influenced him, then I can't dispute it. But what I don't know is what other information he may have heard that kind of what I said, I don't know.
No, at least because, look, you can't just write letters with no intention of seeing those letters being implemented, unless you have an appetite of writing letters, as if you are writing music books. This is a letter requesting the minister to take a particular executive action. Yes. And that executive action was executed accordingly. And the minister at least was honest to the people of South Africa and to us as members of parliament, because he conceded to that reality. He said the reason why he implemented that was because of a pressure that he got from members of the public. And that pressure included your persuasion to disband the PKTT. Now, why is it so difficult, ma'am? We are not going to lose anything if you concede to that fact, to a reality that your letter influenced the decision of the minister.
I'm not disputing that.
Yes.
I'm saying I don't know what else he took into consideration.
But it was part of factors which influenced his decision on the 31st of December.
Yes, I mean,
exactly.
And
then what is a problem here? What is the problem?
No, let's pass the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. But
I mean, I'm not disputing that he's saying
it. You have considered to.
Yes.
Yeah. Honorable Skosan.
Thank you, Chair. You know, I think this was raised earlier, but I want to make a follow-up on Honorable James, because I've raised that earlier, Chair, that in paragraph 15, Ms. Haas, you said that you expected the minister to do nothing. You remember that?
Yes.
In paragraph 16, you expressed shock that he acted decisively and disbanded the PKTT. Now, my follow-up on that will be, how do you reconcile portraying him as both unresponsive and decisive? I mean, that's a contradiction.
Let me explain. I've done a lot of lobbying of people in government and got nowhere. Okay. And the last minister had been running around acting like the National Commissioner himself. I did not have big expectations that a minister would act. Basically, I mean, he's a very different operator to the last minister, as I said, based on what I recollect. He was not the person running around and doing things for, running the police himself. From what I could see, he was proceeding cautiously. I mean, at one stage there was a quote that said, he was decrying the fact that the Intelligence Oversight Committee, he said the intelligence needs oversight. Now, that was quite a sensible remark to make, because we are. If you think I'm stirring things up, we don't know what those intelligence operatives are doing that can undermine us. Okay, so I did not expect him to act, because I had no expectations of it, and I was actually amazed when I got the letter. And I mean, okay, it came from a WhatsApp group, but it was a letter. It was an official letter. It wasn't an allegation. It was an official piece of paper.
But yes, my question still stands. I said, how do you reconcile the two, unresponsive and decisive? And even at the end, you said yourself that in the last 24 months, the last time you communicated with the minister, it was almost 2 years. It's in your statement. It's not me who says.
No, it was the last time. Can I just repeat? I communicated with the minister telephonically when the elections which the ANC won in the province, which was 2004. Then he went on to do other things I had no connection with him with, okay, including a premier at one stage. I think my colleague Paula Sulu did. The only communication I had after he was appointed was to send him a message and ask if I could have the contact for his PA, because I need the people in the office to send the correspondence to. So I could then start copying him and, so he'd know what was going on with the National Commissioner. I did not speak to him until a month ago when I passed a message on. That's all I did. Now, you are telling me, as I understand it, that I'm not giving you enough information. The only information I have explained that I cannot give is the identities of people who give me information in confidence, and that they are largely police members.
Thank you, Chair. I guess that the answer is again evasive, but the witness as well. Please, because we are reading something from your statement. All these questions which are directed to you are from the statement you've given us. It's nothing personal. It's from you. Hence, we are asking you, Mr. Haas. Thank you very much.
Honorable Cameron.
Chair, I just have one question for clarity, and that is to Mr. Haas regarding the letter to the minister. If you weren't expecting anything to happen, what was the point of writing it? What did you want to come out of?
I put on things on record, and I wanted the committee to know about it. I mean, I thought you could have maybe questioned him or something.
No. I'm speaking about the letter to the minister. I mean, otherwise you're shooting blanks.
No, but I copied it to Parliament.
No, but the point, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Why did you send it to the minister? What was the point of you sending it to the minister? What did you want out of it?
I was checking him out. He was a new minister, and I was wondering, but I thought, well, they never are, so he probably won't be. But we'll copy to Parliament, because if he doesn't, maybe Parliament can question him about it. That was my motive.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, but Cameron, why aren't you concluding it? Because Dr. De Haas, after the letter of the 31st of December 2024 was written by yourself, have you ever written again to the minister or to the department? Did you write again after the letter of the 31st?
Oh, sorry, me.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did. I wrote to
to the police commissioner.
Well, whatever I sent to you.
Yeah.
I wrote and I copied to Parliament that, that the TUFF team was still operating.
Yes, I'm saying after that letter of the 31st.
Yes, I did.
Which letter did you write?
I wrote letters that I did forward, I think, I was asked to forward all what I had, and I had written, after the disbandment, I had written to, I can't remember the dates. Though,
but you
Masemola, I'd written to I copied to the minister, I copied to Parliament. I think.
The letter which you wrote to Masemola.
Yeah.
You were not advising or requesting him. What were you asking him in that letter?
I was notifying him, or I was complaining to Masemola about the fact, and I was copying to him.
Yeah.
So he would know it, basically, and I copied, I think,
to the minister and say disband. I request you to disband. I'm just following up on what Honorable Cameron asked you to say. When you wrote to the minister, what was the purpose of your writing? Then you wrote, and then you responded to say, no, I just wanted to make him aware and to check him since he was a new minister in office.
Look.
But then later in the new year, 2025, you then wrote to the police commissioner to complain that why do we still have the PKTT when there is a letter of the 31st of December which instructed you to disband?
I did.
You did that?
I did. I think I did. I haven't got the dates with me. I don't know if they're here. But I definitely wrote, because at one stage I wrote to him and I pointed out that they were abusing people in court.
Yeah.
I wrote to him and said, why have you got a case that's got nothing to do with political killings? I mean, this was all after it, and I would have copied to the minister and I think to Parliament.
Yeah. Okay. Chief Whip, may we...
No, thanks, Chair. I'm going to try and be, Dr. Diaz, I want us to work together very efficiently. That's my appeal. So that we can finish in the next 10 minutes.
Please.
The first question I want to ask you, when you did your master's, which is your highest qualification, what was the topic of that master's? What did you focus on your research?
Changing patterns of black marriage and divorce in Durban. It's 350 pages long, based on many hours of participant observation and every other possible. You couldn't do coursework masters. You see, you don't realize that coursework masters.
Yeah, you answered.
You are done now. You're done.
Same as research.
No, we are done. Okay. I wanted to know.
To explain that.
So your highest qualification research formally was about changing patterns on black marriages.
So I've got a lot of stuff published in peer-reviewed journals.
Okay. So at what point did you start immersing yourself on the security matters?
Okay, I tried to explain that. I was pulled into it because people that I was working with in research, whether it was on marriage or Shabeens or whatever, I'd done reports for the Human Sciences Research Council. They'd given me funding, and that was what was distracting me. In fact, the Human Sciences Research Council wanted to publish my book on marriage, and I never had time to do that either. So all these people that I was making contact with through research were coming to me and saying, we're getting attacked. And anthropological research is reciprocal, because you spend a lot of time with people, they give you of their time, they help you, and you give back. You give back to them, and this was my giving back. Okay, I'll see what I could do about all these attacks on you. And that started it. It's not something I ever chose to do research on.
Okay, but my question was, at what point?
Well, whenever the violence started taking off, 1983, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, particularly 83.
Okay. I just want to understand this on your statement, the main statement, the witness statement. I think that's what it's called. I usually refer to as a main statement.
Yeah.
And maybe before I draw your attention to the paragraph I wanted to talk about. What's your understanding of the qualifications of Lieutenant General Kuman?
All I know is it's fairly well established that he had qualified, and I don't know if it was SAP or after the KwaZulu Police was formed. He was definitely in the KwaZulu Police. I think he probably had qualifications from the SAP. And if that was the case, they would take people, well, they didn't always take people with matrics. I can remember somebody was complaining to me, but he would have had the same training as the ordinary SAP, South African Police homelands. And then his next, and different people, including Philip Mshlongo, who'd canvassed, I gather, in the portfolio committee when they were getting complaints about him, said, well, he'd actually been deployed as guarding duties, which means he was operational response. And then somebody who was integrated into crime intelligence from the SAP said, well, I can remember him from the latter 90s when we were integrated, and he was doing some administrative work for intelligence then, which was, he said he wasn't operative. And then, but he said he wasn't there long, he then went off to operational response. And I gather that was where he was for most of the time, apart from the deployment briefly to intelligence when Mkhwanazi was National Commissioner. And of course, but I mean, my information was that although he was deployed to the task team, he was still basically operational response. That was what I was told by a very senior person at the time of the establishment, or since the establishment, I can't remember.
Okay. On your statement, 17.2, paragraph 17.2, you are saying a lot about the PKTT being irregular. Which laws were violated by the formation of the PKTT?
It's not just, look.
Or is irregular in what sense?
It's irregular in terms of any detective team I've ever come across, because a detective team, by its very objectives, is composed of, I mean, it stands to reason that you get someone who's a detective, and I've tried to give you an example of the sorts of structures that were in place after the end of apartheid.
So it's your contention that the 126 people you are concerned about as a number were without dictative capabilities?
Well, not senior, I gather, because the senior guy soon left. Initially there was a senior detective. I'm concerned about the number, because why do you need such a big number of people in one province? I mean, even the investigative task team had about 30 people in, I think.
But
it's necessary even.
Did you spend time as a researcher to make an inquiry about what is the work of the team of such a big size? Or you concluded that because in the past, teams were never constituted to such a number, therefore automatically this one is irregular?
Oh no, it wasn't the number per se. It was the strange structure of it, that you had it. As I said, it was not supposed to be. It was supposed to report nationally, and that wasn't maintained. But the province was the reports through the provincial commissioner, and with a senior detective overseeing the junior ones. That was the way it was set up. But then it soon changed.
So the irregular part is that it was reporting to the province or national? I didn't get you on that.
The reports to the national fell away, although it had been set up to be overseen through reports by the head of detectives now.
How did it fall away? Because you still have a coordinator who is occupying a national position, a substantive position at a national level.
Well, this is what I don't understand, because the man who took over from the first one was called Mfazi. He occupied that position, and it's impossible to check because he died of poisoning, actually. But that's beside the point, but he's dead. And this can be canvassed about. I was told that the first one was very good and insisted on all the reports, so it's quite possible that he didn't bother to follow up. I don't know. I'm speculating. All I know is that I was told definitely that the reporting line ended with the deputy national.
We have been told by various witnesses who came before, especially from the police department, that one of the major value of having members of a task team coming from different parts of the country and at times being changed regularly so that they don't stay too long in one area is to protect them against local influence. And somewhere in your statement, you also make references to police being prone, and I'm paraphrasing you in this case, police being prone to corrupt activities or their conduct resulting in the state spending a lot of money on civil claims.
Well, they did.
So why do you see a problem then with the establishment of a team whose composition is also designed to mitigate against what we are complaining about as a usual practice in various...
It can be used for all sorts of purposes. It may be the ostensible excuse, but if you can check the records of detectives. If they have a record where they've got high court convictions, where they do well, you're pretty safe with them. And some of those people were deployed initially to the task team, and they were removed the minute they started making uncomfortable, when I say uncomfortable, politically uncomfortable arrests, like the mayor of Newcastle, for example. The man who was seconded to that, who is an excellent detective, got out of it because they didn't want him, basically. And the charges were withdrawn against the mayor of Newcastle too, by whoever, prosecutor, whatever. But they were withdrawn and the witness died.
Okay, my last question. You are making reference, I think this is paragraph 17.1, when you were arguing that there was a let me just read it verbatim. On sentence number 2, as the task team that was being formed, the provincial team was securing a conviction for the murder of the Ramaphosa supporter whose name was top on the hit list, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever been a member of the ANC?
No. Oh, hang on. I joined very briefly, but I didn't stay. And that was in 1990 when one of my colleagues, the whole university was going mad on this. Oh, Mandela's out, and you've been calling, because at one stage we had a petition calling for the release of Mandela in the 80s. How can you not join the ANC? All right, I said, but I didn't keep it up. I didn't renew it. I didn't go to meetings. I mean, I got out of all politics. I was still a member of the PFP, so I was a member of both of them, and I withdrew from both of them. It just was not appropriate for me.
Okay. And then how do we define a Ramaphosa support? Or well, how does an external person who's not in the ANC would define a Ramaphosa support?
Well, the people that were claiming this were very long-standing ANC people that said there were factions. So, and they, I mean, it was not just me. I mean, it was getting around everywhere. I mean, that there was this fierce competition between, it was about, you know, like most politics, it was about controlling resources, I guess, and for some people, idealism with it. You know, it's a mixture. Politics is like that all over the world. I mean, you know, you want to see a book that's written about British politics, how they broke Britain. I mean, it's not just here, the politics of politics.
No, you know why I'm asking this question is because the way you have framed it on your statement,
right.
you are not we are not appropriating
Okay.
this classification of that conviction to somebody else. You are writing as a first person.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm asking you, because in the statement you are not saying, I was told, I happen to be made aware, or anything of that sort, that therefore the person who was being convicted was a Ramaphosa supporter. That's why I'm asking.
His name at top of the hit list. Somebody sent me the hit list that was alleged.
So somebody sent you a hit list, and the title of the hit list was Ramaphosa supporters.
Yeah, the hit list was circulating. It was even, I think, in the media that there was a hit list circulating. But I mean, his name was top of the list and he got killed, and another one there was an attempt to kill, and then they got rid of the municipal manager who was in the wrong political camp. Yeah.
Okay. No, I wanted to understand that because I was a bit unsure what is meant by that, the way it is written on the statement. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Chief. Honorable Skosan.
Thank you, Chair. Quite interesting. But I wanted to find out, Mrs. Haas, because you wrote to the National Commissioner in February, and you were so lucky that you wrote a letter to a minister, and the minister disbanded the PKTT, your first letter.
Yeah, I mean, I was astonished. I hadn't expected it.
Yeah, hence I don't want you to go there, because remember, we were about being decisive, and, you remember, let's not go there. Now, why were you so pushing? What was your interest in this matter? Why were you involved in the police operational matters? What was your interest in all this issue of the police? And who's funding you? I'm just now trying to find out from you, because I hear you talking about resources and what. Who's funding you, Mr. Haas?
Nobody's funding me. Nobody has funded me since 2005, apart from whatever I get for writing academic articles that gets some money put into my research for academic activities. No one has funded me since 2005. That's the first thing. What drives me? Well, I don't know why it sounds so strange. I have a passion for justice because I deal with people day in, day out. All they want is justice and they're not getting it. So that's what's driving me, not the money. I'm paying myself for this. I'm risking my life for it.
So are you not working with any NGO or any civil society?
No, I'm not. I'm not a member of any of them at all. I mean, no. I have I don't really work with any of them. The only people I'm in is a Navi Pillay research group, I'm not teaching. I am part of being an honorary research fellow because I write academic stuff.
Yes, but my question is this. Are you not working with any NGO on your research? You are funding yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm independent.
Yes.
Completely independent.
So there's no one who's funding any of your work.
I'm not a member of, hang on a minute, let me just think. Nothing to do with NPOs. I mean, I interact with the local, who else? Private person, how dare you do this to me?
No, I'm asking.
Private person, how dare you do this to me?
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm saying, are you comfortable that if the police have to take your gadgets like any other one, because there's probing in here. So my question, I'm saying, are you comfortable?
I'm not comfortable because it's private. It's private family issues.
I understand that. And since I'm asking you, my follow-up question was simple, and you still did not respond on my question. I ask you, why are you involving yourself on police operational matters?
I've told you that because I care about justice. I care about people. One death is too much.
No,
I care about people.
All of us, we care.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
Please, may I ask this turning into a witch hunt of me?
No, let me.
And I'm objecting and I'm putting it on record.
Let me help you, both of you. Honorable Skosana and Dr. Haas, the witnesses that appear before the committee are not suspects.
Yes.
That is the principle that we must always reiterate. And I don't think that it's fair, Honorable Skosana, to go to an extent of telling the witness that we know the procedure that we must follow in case we must apply for your gadgets to be confiscated from you or to be seized from you because we are probing. I mean, she's not a suspect. Let's have a conversation with her.
Thank you, Chair. Hence, I was saying to her, it was a question. I've never said we are going to do that. Because remember, Chair, that was a follow-up question to say, why was he pushing so hard? What was the interest? Who's funding her? Other questions she answered me. But my follow-up question, why she did not answer me, it's not personal, as I said, Ms. Haas.
What am I answering?
No, my question was simple. You said because you care, one death is too much. All of us here, one death, hence we are here. It's not only you. This privilege which we are talking about is not only exclusive to you.
Didn't say it was, did I?
Yeah. Now I'm saying to you, it's not a threat. I was just asking to be taken. What must happen? I'm not a policeman. I'm not going to do that. But I'm saying to you, honestly speaking, your involvement is suspicious in the whole matter. Hence, I'm asking this for follow-up question. That you wrote one letter. The minister disbanded PKTT. And then you made a follow-up letter to the National Commissioner. Why was he not implementing it? Hence, I'm asking you, what was your interest?
Because it was a perfectly legal letter. I can't, as I said, I can't take responsibility